What up, traders? What up, investors? We have actually two stories today of two individuals within the Wall Street Bets that posted a pretty enormous return in a very short period of time. Even though with the market going down, these individuals have created some profit on their balance sheets and their accounts. Looking at the very first one, we have Wolf of MU. This guy or gal, not 100% sure, did a pretty risky play here, and this is again, he bought Tesla puts and then he reversed it into Tesla calls the same day, and he's thanking Mr. Elon for nearly 33k gain in the stock. So we can go ahead and look here. We're going to look here on the chart in a second. So he initially, Elon tweeted the Tesla is too high, in my opinion. Tesla stock price is too high, blah, blah, blah. We all know this, seen it. So this guy bought the May 20 $100 put, okay? The $100 put. It was $3. It went to 20, okay? It went to $20. And so that's enormous right there. And that was less than 30 minutes. Then nearly 15-20 minutes later, my man went long, buying the $100 calls, going for and selling that for nearly a little over a double, or nearly a double, for about another 40% increase right there, from $9 or $900 to literally $1,600 in just one of those calls, and those were both 9 calls there, and did 17 puts. So let's go ahead and pop up the screen here, and we're actually going to zoom in here. Again, this was taking place on a very short time frame, so we're going to pop in here. Might even break it down to the 5-minute chart here. Let's do this. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. All right. We're going to highlight that infamous Friday that we had here. Oh, that's a little too much. Let's go right here. Boom. All right. So I know it looks kind of crazy and everything. Let's just look at what happened again. This is the notorious 1111 text that went out from Elon, and it, of course, came crashing down. And my man basically bought the puts. I think it was at 1118. So he probably bought them at a fairly decent price on the dead cat bounce, as they call it, and then it just came crashing down more, literally selling out near the bottom. I think he sold at 1152 or something like that. So he was pretty close to the very tippy tip bottom. We can break this down even more to a 1-minute chart to kind of give a better understanding of what happened here. So he sold them. Okay, so we got a little technical difficulty. He sold at 1152. So let's pop up here. 1152. My gosh, is this guy have magic? He literally sold at the near bottom by at least, I don't know, $2 or $3. Literally getting out at the low. Wonderful, fantastic. And then literally, I believe at 12 something, at 1207, which is right about here, my man saw that this was building a base again and just went long, and then sold that long call at literally 20 minutes later, up here, I bet you. Yep, he sold it up here. This guy is like, yeah, that is a great, very very fast trading for sure. Again, a huge momentum down, a lot of unknown, and then my man, without even a blink of an eye, switches from going short and then switches from going to buying those calls back and going long for even more of a profit. So we're just going to give our little round of applause for that. That is some fantastic trading, and I hope that he takes that money and buys himself a nice steak dinner or something, or an ice cream cone or something, whatever he's into. Next, there is one more story I wanted to kind of highlight here as well. This is someone who is still, I believe, in the position, it sounds like. This guy is planning is winnings. Which is We'll see what happens, my friend. This is a guy who dumped his entire Roth IRA into IWM puts. I'm getting nervous that WSB is turning me into a bear again. Basically, so what IWM is the Russell 3000 or 2000. I can't remember exactly. So we're looking at nearly. Well, his account value was around like $27,000. He took all that, put it into IWM puts. He bought the looks like the November 2020 $100 put for around 8-ish, and he's up about $1.50 right now for a nice 23% return already. And it sounds like he's holding it longer, potentially riding this out for a potential longer downturn into next week or even further. Again, didn't give too much information on the post here, so let's move that to the side. Let's move this to the side as well, and this as well, and then we're going to look at IWM. IWM is basically like SPY, so yeah, it's the IWM, it's the Russell 2000. Okay, so let's pop up on the daily chart. Wow, this is a super bad chart here. Let's go here. Okay, so looking at this is basically looks exactly like SPY. We can draw some fibs here real fast. And it never wants to link to that top there, does it? This kind of broke above the 50% retracement, then it completely failed, and it looks like it's trying to hold a 21 here. My man planning his winnings, aka the user for the subreddit within Wallstreetbets, is planning for more downside. So he bought the 110 put that expires basically in November. So he's looking for a downturn at least another 15 to 20% lower. It's not the all-time low where it hit 100 or 95, but we're looking at the basically a little bit below the 23.6 retracement. The 110 is basically lines up here. I want to pull this onto a little bit of a longer dated chart here in the weekly. This looks super interesting. I like this play, honestly. Like, it's a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. Going that, literally dumping all your eggs in one basket, which is never a good idea, to be quite honest. To be 100% honest, is never to put everything in one basket, especially on the put side. And it's something that expires. Yes, he has got quite a bit of time, but if this continues to run higher, that could be a lot of scary stuff. So I kind of like the for potential downside, the support level is initially around basically 117 to 114. It's looking like if it breaks the 21 exponential moving average here around like 122, if that continues to sell off, we're looking at the next level of 117 and then 114, 115, and then potentially there's going to be not the most greatest resistance or support on the way down. So potentially this could turn into a very fast bleed lower as well. Again, he's risking quite a bit chunk of change here. We're again looking at nearly $27,000 in one play. But we can go ahead and look at the options chain as well. So he bought the November 2020, and he bought the 110 put here. Again, there is a lot of open interest there. There's a lot more open interest at 115. So that was the initial support level that we talked about. So you can see there's a lot more open interest at that support level for a potential downturn between the 117 and 115. 115 just sounds better because it kind of rolls off your tongue. It's a little more easier to type in on your computer. So that being said, that is a pretty we can look at the delta on here to see on what the potential rhyme or percentage is going to be on here. So the 110, he's got about a 29% chance of it being in the money. Again, he's still up money right now. If the stock market continues to roll over just next week, he can easily turn that into a 35 to 40% return on his capital. I'm hoping that he is a little bit more intelligent and takes the money and runs, in the lack of a better words, because that's going to be a huge bump up in his IRA to be able to take that money out again when he retires. Because again, he can't touch it until he's like 55, or depending. Again, the guy didn't or the girl didn't mention his or her age, so again, we don't know if he needs the money now. I'm guessing he is in his mid-20s, late 20s, or low 30s on the amount of money he has in his IRA. So yeah, so that is super interesting. We have two folks here that made substantial amount of money on the overall downturn, one in Tesla, one on the overall market within the IWM, which is the Russell 2000. Again, just want to let you guys know, we are having a live stream tonight around 8:55 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking about a lot of stocks, charts, having a lot of people comment on what charts they want to analyze, what is going to be some charts looking at a week ahead, a lot of big earnings coming out, not as big as last week, but we got Disney on board and a couple other folks. And yeah, it was going to be a great time. Want to see you guys out there again. This is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.